So here we are. We actually installed Linux. I used Ubuntu as my primary distro, and we just finished the installation just now, and I am like configuring the settings. It was so bright and night light was not working, so I had to fix that. I was just handling everything with ChatGPT. So, in today's live session, we will be learning about file ownership, users, and group, as well as managing the permissions. So, those are the topics that I will be covering today, and that is actually the only thing that I know about Linux. Except for that, I had no idea about Linux at all. So, in today's lab, we will be exploring everything that I know. I will be teaching you, and from today's live session, I will be learning myself, and I will be like, you can also learn with me. So, it's the day two out of day 100 of Linux learning, and I hope I get to learn as much as I could till the day 100. So now let's just do some basic setups and all. So I just install uh, a bit of software. So let me just tell you how you can actually work with Linux. So in order to open the terminal, you have to use ctrl-alt. Okay, the terminal has appeared. So at first your terminal won't be like this. It will be really uh, not so UI friendly. So you can click on the setting icon over here and then click to preference, and then over here in unnamed you can just set your default colors. Okay? So like that you can select your font and everything you want. Select this one. See, I know this, so let me just go back to the main space. That's actually better. So now there is also some sort of shortcut key that don't work as well as in Linux, so you need to also be careful about that, such as CTRL-A doesn't work here. So in order to make that work, it actually works because I just configured it. So at first it won't work. So in order to make it work, what you have to do is go to the preference and then click the shortcuts, and over here you can see every functionality and what are the shortcuts for them. So sometimes they are disabled. So in order to change this, you need to double click and write a shortcut by yourself. Okay? But I won't write, okay, since it's hassle. But let me just write something ctrl shift D. So this will be reset and clear. So I will from here. Okay. So I will write something. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Now I will write ctrl shift D and let's see what happens. So it has actually cleared and reset my terminal. Okay. But I will click history and the history appears. So you will just get the idea of how to change your shortcut key or create a new one, and how you can configure your colors and background in the terminal. So that was the basic for you can just take with the terminal. So CTRL shift plus, ensure that you get the zoom. So without further ado, let me just give you commands. We will be diving deep to the topics that I know clearly, and this will be around of 1.5 hours. So let me just do it again. So first of all, let's start with our first command for today's live, and that is yes command. So what does yes do? So yes is a sort of command that will repeat endlessly. It's like the endless loop. Okay? So if I write yes and then I write echo hello, and if you can tell, it says echo hello. Okay? So if I write yes, hello, it will say hello. So it will print out everything that is after the yes. And when do we use it? You can guess that we can use it when we have to perform this task, like when we have to request a certain website countless of time in order to make it go down. So you can use this command on that. I actually don't know, to be honest, how you can do that, but it's a basic example. So now let's go to our second command, and that is grep, and how to use it with find. Okay? So let me just do. You can see that we are uh, inside the home directory of Rudy. Rudy is the main user. Okay? So now let me do this, and we are in the root directory now. And if I type ls, then you can see that all the major folders are shown. So now I can like go to cd etc stores everything. But I have to do it again. Sorry, cd etc these tables, and you will get constantly. So you can see that the last line, which is this one, it shows Ruby. And as we discussed in the last session, that this is a user and this is the ID. Above 999 is considered as a normal user. Okay? So this is a normal user. And if you go up, these all are the system users. There is a G user, which means it is the root user. So now check this out. And now let's find we want to find the root user. Okay? So you will use find root address. We will at first we need to cat. Okay, we need to cat everything from that file, and then we'll use this. We'll use this. It will like say wait. Okay. So what it will say is that we will console out everything, and now it will say find grep. What do we need to find? Root. So what it is saying that cat pass wd will get all the data inside the pass wd file, and grep root will filter out the word root from that pass wd. When we enter, you can see that the line with the root are printed out. So there are two lines to root. So two lines have been printed out. So this is how you can use grep in order to search any keyboard. You can also do it like this. Okay. So now let's go to another one, which is file ownership. So this is an important topic, and before discussing about file ownership, we need to discuss about users. So what are users? So as I said that users are associated with IDs, and 0 is for the root user, and anything above 999 is for normal user, and anything between 0 to 990 to 1000 are the system users. So now let me just show you how you can add more users. So in order to add more users, you need to find how many users are already present. So in order to do that, we need to type get ent. It means get entries. Okay, it means get entries and pass wd. And now every user have been listed out. Now we need to add a user. Okay, so in order to add a user, adding user is any user is in itself is a high level command. So in order to do that, we need to use sudo. So we will use sudo user, and if you type tab, then all of the solution for the commands will appear. So you can see that there is a user add. So sudo user add class m, sorry, hyphen m hyphen s class bin slash s. So now I will write the name of the new user, which will be routing. So now let me clarify what is this actual command. So sudo means that we are giving the command admin bar, right? So it's like whenever you are in window and you need to run as administration, so that part of process is known as sudo in Linux. So sudo means run as admin. So now user will create a new user named Rudra, and hyphen m means that it will create a home directory for the user named Rudra, and hyphen s means that it will set up the terminal, which will be default bash. So in Linux we have different type of terminal. Right now we are using the bash terminal, and bash terminal is actually the default one. So we need to set the bash terminal for the new user, which is Rudra, and we click enter. Now it asks us for the password from Yuri. So quickly write the password, and now if I write the command to get all the users and click enter, then you can see that user has been added, but we haven't set the password for the user. So you can type this password and the name of the user and click enter, and you can see that it says you may not view or modify password information for routing because we need to have sudo command for it. Sudo password router. Click enter. Now it will ask to set the new password. So why it is telling me to add a new password for the user, because I am now the admin, because I use the sudo command. So now I will quickly write the password for the user, and again I will get the password for the user. It will suggest you the status of the password. You can just ignore it and just click the enter. Now you can see that we have actually listed the password for the user. So now you can also get, whenever you want to actually view the source a particular user, if that user exists in the system or not, you can use this command, and after that enter the name of the user that you want to search and click enter, and if the user is present, it will give you the detail about that user. So you can see that user has the ID of 1001, which is actually the next ID after our user name. and it has its own home directory, and the terminal that user is using is binbash. So now let me create one more user. So how we will create a new user? We will add sudo, right? And user add /m/s. Now let me put another terminal for it, and let me write the name will be Jack. Click enter. Now let me we can just show you the previous one commands. Now check, click enter. Now you can see that since we used SS terminal for the Jack, you can see that Jack is using bin/ss, which is another terminal for Linux, which is available for Linux. Now let me go. So I won't be setting any password for it. Now let me just go to home directory in the OS. Right inside the home. Okay, now if I list everything, so that basically means this, but it will just show everything. So in order to show everything, you can also do this. Otherwise, you can just do it like this. Okay. So now you can see that we have a Jack user, we have Ruby, and we have Ruby. So we have three users. Now you can see that here are the permissions that we recently talked about in previous session, and now I'm showing you everything about them. If I try, okay, I'm the Ruby user, so if I try to go inside the root one, let me see what happens. It says permission denied. But if I do sudo and cd root, it says cd command not found. Cd is a cell built-in command. It cannot be run directly. The /s option may be used to run previous shell. Let me I don't know what this says, but still. Now let me teach you how to switch from different users. So we will use a command in order to switch between users. You can type su, which means switch users, then hyphen is like refreshing and going to the new home directory for the new users. So I will type root and click enter. It is asking for password. Got the password, and now okay, I have to write the password for Ruby. I need to write password for Ruby. Write password for Ruby. Now we are inside the Ruby. Now if I go slash home, do ls. Okay. Now we are inside the Ruby, and we can also go inside the Ruby, and there's nothing over here. So let me just go out and do ls. So you can see that there is a root file. If I try to go inside it, it won't let me because I am not a root user and I haven't gotten any element permission for the username user. So if I try to use sudo command, okay, just sudo and then use this one. Let me type this password. So you can see that it is telling me Ruby is not in this sudo ers file. It means that Ruby user hasn't got any permission of admin level yet. In order to do sudo, the user needs to have the admin access. The admin has to give the power to the user in order to use sudo while I am using Ruby. Now, let me clear this out. Now, in order to switch back to another user, which was the Ruby, like this, let me put password for Ruby. Now, in order to switch to root. Alright, and you can use sudo su. Now I'm root user. So I can differentiate between a use between a root user is that you can see that I have a hash width. I have this at the last. If I go to any directory, you can see that the hash is following me, and when I am a normal user there will be a dollar sign. So you can see that there is a dollar sign in normal users and there is a hash sign in root user. So now if I type ID, you can see that my ID is 0, which means that I am a root user. And now let's go to another users function, and that is to delete the user. So let me go inside home. Let me type ms. You can see that there are 3 users. Okay. Now I want to delete Jack, but before deleting Jack, let me go inside the Jack. Okay. So in order to go inside the Jack, I will just I will use sudo. Okay. I am already root, so I will just use sudo and Jack. Now you can see that I'm inside. So I'm inside the Jack. So but you can easily see that when I am in the Ruby or root, there is always the name displayed. The name of the user is always displayed, but why not here? Because this particular is this particular commands are written in bash cell, and since when we were creating Jack, we used sh cell for this particular region. So because of that, the ss doesn't have any kind of adjustment of username. So it just says that $1. So if I type ssl, so you can see that I am using win/ss. So if I go back, let me switch to another user. So I can't directly switch to root user because in order to switch to root user, I need to have sudo permission, but I don't have sudo permission in Jack user, so I have to switch to a user that has sudo permission. So now I am back in bash. Now I need to delete this particular user in Jack. So in order to delete that, I will type sudo user, and you can see in the del, and then I will write the name. But we need to add R in order to delete everything inside the user folder. Just check and click enter. Type the password, and it says that the user Jack is currently used by process 12338. In order to do that, I need to kill it. Okay, 338. Operation not permitted, so I will use sudo 12338. Now, if I try again, it might get distance showing with that. So let me just close this terminal once. Close terminal. Now I'm open terminal. That's actually nine. So now if I and now sudo user del check Jack password not found. Okay, so this is actually good news. It actually indicates that the user is not deleted. So Since user had been deleted, let me just check if the user is actually being deleted or not. In order to do that, we will go back to home, and now you can see that there is only two users, which is Rudra and Ruby. That means that Jack here has been deleted. So this is how we manage the users. And now let's learn about group. So in order to learn about group, let me get entries of all the groups. So you can see that these all are the groups. Okay. So whenever you create any user, a group will be automatically be created by the same name of the user. So the user Rudy has a group Rudy, and user Rudra has the same name, has and the user Rudra is a member of a group whose name is Rudra. So now we can also actually see this like this, get n and type custom Ruby, and now you can see that Rudra is a member of a group named Rudra. Sorry, Rudy is a member of group Rudy, and Rudra is a member of group Rudra. Now, in order see, in order to see the in which groups our user Rudy is part of, we need to write group B. So it is telling me that Rudy is a part of groups such as ADM, which is admin, Rudy, which is a group itself, CD-ROM, sudo means that Rudy has privilege of admin, users, plugged in, and these are another system group that is part of Rudy. Okay. So now let me just create a new group. Okay. So how you will create new group is write sudo group add, let me write test group, and now get entries of group, and you can see that this group has been created. So it's a group created, and now let me see the members of the group. So we need to install the package name members, and it will always suggest you to install members like this. Now it will create some changes in our configuration. Okay, now we can again write members and write the name of the group. Just group IDs, write that again. Groups. The name was test group, and since this is created the group, but we didn't add any user to it, so I will add a user to that particular group. User node. User node means user modified, and AG, and this flag means add group. Okay. And where we have to add, we will have to add in this group, and this user we will be adding, we will enter. Now let's see the members of test group. So it says that Rudy is the member of test group. Now let's see which group has the member Rudy. So in order to see that, we write groups and then the name of our user. Enter. So you can see that test group has been added as a group in this room it is sitting. Now, in order to delete the test group, we need to write sudo group test group. Click enter. Now again, if I type get int groups, then you can see that this group has been disappeared. It means that the user has been, sorry, it means that group has been deleted. So that is everything about groups and user. So this is how you add a user inside the group and move on. So now we will be doing something which means ownership. So this is actually an important topic. So in order to learn about this important topic, we need to be focused. So now we will be learning file ownership. So file ownership is an important topic. So we will clear this out. And now let me see how it goes. So now let me create a file. Let me create a file dot file.txt. It says file.txt because permission has been denied because we can't update anything inside slash home because there are multiple users listed here and it is a protected file, so it is a protected folder. So you can actually view how it is protected. So we can write here, okay, if I do LL here, so I did ML. Now let's go for, we can do ML and we can do this grep, and what we want to do is grep 1, right? So now you can see who can access this, who can write in this. So here it is saying this is a directory, one is a directory which is true, and this 3, this is for the root, right? This is for the one who created, and this is created by root, so he can do read, he can write, he can execute. And this is for users that are the member of the root group. Okay, so who are the member of the root group? And then let's see if Rudy is good by found groups Rudy. So Rudy is a member of sudo in all. So Rudy is also a member, but yeah, since Rudy is, you can see that Rudy has sudo privilege. So it means that Rudy is not actually the member. Okay. So if I type group, so root has only the root, so how I can access it. Now if I have to actually write something, I will create like this using sudo that gives sudo permission and write file dot not inside and we get touch file.txt and sudo plus file and I can just do that more or less. You can see file has been created. Now if I do ls, you can see who created this file. This file was created by root because root means sudo, right? Sudo. And it is a file that contains a hyphen and you can read, write, but you can execute. The group member can only read, the other user can only read. So now in order to change the permission, what we can do is we can use chmod csmod, and now we can write a numeric value in order to change. So let me just teach you like this. So read has value of 4, write has value of 2, and execute has value of 1. So 4, 5, 6, 7. And if we write 7, 4, 5, 6, and 0, it means that this RWX means 7. Everything is allowed. 6 means read and execute only. Okay, 6 means read and write only. Sorry, read and write only means 6. And 0 means nothing. You can't even read, you can't also write, you can't also execute. 7 means you can do everything. So that is how it works out. So now if I write CS more, so you know that, I don't have any special information. So if I just try to see what is inside the file, so if I try to write something, okay, I will be writing something like hello inside file. It says permission has been denied because you can see that the file, I can only read it, but I can't write it, right? But if I do sudo and echo file, it says permission denied. Why does it say that? Sudo it shouldn't be saying that. Am I doing some mistake or let me switch to sudo. Now if I try, it will work. I go down. Okay, yeah, fine. Okay, we have and let's see what is the type of file. It is a file. Text file. Since it was created by root, we couldn't do anything from the root user. So we like to not change. Let's change the permission. Right. So CS mode, and let me allow this 7 and our result is 0 and 5. Now click enter. Now you can see that file can be accessed, read, write and execute by root, read and execute by the user with sudo access, but can't be read, write or execute by other user. So let me switch again. Let's reloading. Now if I try to write, okay, if I try to write, let me just see file. Okay, let's see this last one. That file. It's just permission nice because I need to type sudo cat file be free. You can see that hello has been live. Now I need to use sudo for everything. Now sudo, let me write something and go change this. Now I'm using double appendix. Fine. Let's permission limit. Okay. And my other user right now, can I just see what is inside file? I can see cat file. I can see, let me see. So we also should be allowed to write in this because we have the access. Again, right. It could be because of a bit of if we are using the same window, we have changed like the catch as in refresh or something like that. So in order to basically refresh like now okay. Now I will again switch to Ruby. Now if I try to so I confirm okay. Um, it still says that permission is denied. What does it say? Permission denied. So now group add right? So it's sudo root and I'm going to write English. So it's one option as good love. Sorry, it's really not. If I can just do this, I can go over here. So username, enter now we can do whatever we want because we are the member of okay, we are now actually the member of group and we also have sudo privilege. So now if I again do sudo no such user. So I have to make members of sudo group. Okay. So Rudy is a member of sudo and members of group is Rudy. Okay, I'm sorry, something like this in the code. There was a command with which we can write the previous ones. So we will like I wrote this in the disk. So if you see this and run the last command, that is we can run the last command which will be there, okay, and mass so it's actually not like this, right? So now we will everything is created from okay. So I don't know why is this not working. It needs to be want. Now let me just use GPT for now. Copy everything in the history and let me copy everything. So now copy me has it as 60. Enter. And and we can create files directly and happens even if you sudo this files. This is complete reason. Sudo. So this is a new sudo account runs as a root, then runs as a user machine. Sudo t and the total shell. So the now we can actually get the idea of why it is not working, because the arrow key will reset the user back to number one even if I use sudo. So in order to avoid it, I can just use this way. So I will copy this command. So t5, okay, paste it ctrl and cloud and okay. So like this, let's find we are able to change the file. Now we want to change the mode. CS mode. We can go to the sudo CS mode and let's make it accessible for everything. So CS mode 777 for that for file. Then this can be accessed by any user. So let me go to another user again. SEO user and 123. And if we try to go to slash, slash one. Now if we try to access it, we can access it cat file. You can access it. But now let's go back to right? The password and let me change the permission since we hold back to the since 0. It says okay, we need to select the name of the file, and now let's get back again to our root user. Okay, this is root 123. So this last one. Now alone. Now if I try to access it, just with change the permission for other user to 0, we can't access it now. File. Why am I able to access it now? Download, okay. And now we go back to okay, go back. Now put that as CD slash 1 and then file. It is still set to 777. So sudo cs mode. Alright, cs mode. Maybe there was mistaken command. So sudo cs mode and we will be writing file net. So sudo cs mode 770 and we will write file. Enter and then okay, now it is finally changed. Now if we go to sudo. Okay, now if I just do cat, can I access it? Yes, I can access it. Because we have the member of the group root. Now, if I switch user, switch to root one, I'm not sure. Now, if I try to access it, fine. I can't access this. Okay, so finally, this is how we change the ownership for any user. That should not be user again. So now, so if want, I can. So this file was created by root, right? So I will go back to the user. I will assume ID and then go back to the user ID. And from here, let's go to the root, to ls file, ls file, to go save it, and do ls. You can see file is there. And now, if I want, I can change the owner. I can change the owner from root to any other for the file. If I do ln, you can see that the file has the owner root and the group root. So now what can I do is that I can type cs and own. It means change owner from root change owner, and we will write the new owner name of it. So root will be the new owner name, and we will write file, the enter and type ln. So you can see that the file has the new owner named root. If I go to Ruby, right? I go to Ruby and do ls, and if I try to open file, we were able to open file, and we are still able to open the file because we have permission, right? We do ls and all, you see read write. So now what I will be doing is that let me change cs mode, and I will change it to 700. And now write file. I need to use cs mode 700 file. 123. Okay. Now if I try to access now using cat file, I can't. Okay. But if I use sudo cat file, then I can. Now if I go to Ubuntu, we are going to Ubuntu. Now select one, unless now if I try cat file, I can see if I want to modify, I can just modify it. I will just use Vim. I'm going to install Vim. Okay. So sudo apt install Vim. So it will ask to, okay, we don't have sudo accessible here, so we need to go back to switch user memory and type the password for memory, and then we need to write command in order to install Vim like this. So and we discussed about Vim yesterday. So you can either use Vim or you can also use Nano. Nano is like near Vim. But Vim is actually I put in Linux, especially for programmers. So I'm going to be using Vim for now. And now we are in Ubuntu, so we are in Ubuntu. And if I type Vim and file, and someone mode, and then I go back to number, and then I type wq. If I try cat file, and now it's on to change. So oh, okay. So it's not we are changing on the file. So we will do an operation on files. So this was not this file. This was not the file that we used to edit. Since we don't have permission to edit, so we can't even edit. Okay, we can't even like view. So if I try to do view, let me log in somewhere. It says changing edit on the file, which means we can't actually do anything. So I will just quit. Okay. Okay, let me just do it. Skip and just quit. We can't release. Okay, so now let me switch back to online version, which will be written. So if I just delete this, I will be redirected into the same folder that we have right now. Delete. That inside home directory, which was the same URL and the about name and cat file, and I can access it. Now if I want to edit it, I can go there, I get that I, and now I can edit this I and URL to do our something, but normal, the back of the key, and now the file again, it changes are visible. So this is how you change. Now if I want to change group also, right? So if I want to change group, what I need to do is, first of all, I need to go back to the user with the pseudo privilege and CD, the switch user and Yuri, I want the password for Yuri, and now yes, and now we need to change the permissions. We need to change the group. So in order to change the group, CHGRP and write the group name. So group name would be group here. So any person inside with the group will get permission, will get certain permission if we set that permission. Okay, so right now it's 0 for group also. So let me just add Ruby. Okay, let me add Ruby to group and then write file. Enter. Now I will see. Okay, you can see that Ruby. So if now you can see that group doesn't have any permission yet. So what I will do is that I will use since one and give 7 and I want to give it able to view and execute. Read and execute means 5 and then for other result we need again and we need the 5. I think that is it is okay. Again, let me do cat file. You can see I can access it. But if I try to edit it, like new file and click I, you can see it's was running. So you can't edit it. That's good. So this is everything about file ownership, users, and group. And this is how we can actually do user management in Linux. It is a very important topic which we just revised on, and that was an entire thing that I knew about Linux, but I will also add a few extra things. Now let's go about time and date. So if I type date, then we can see that it has given me some it has given me the time in a particular format. And now let me also show you this command, which is time date shift mode. Click enter. It will give me local time, which is what my invention. It will give me a universal time, which is based on which it's a London time as far as I know. And now we can also set the time zone. Okay, we want to set the time zone. We write time get CTL, and you can see that there is this time zones and set time zones. Okay, so if I just try to status, it will show you the same thing. You can switch between these two commands. So in order to in order to set a new time zone, we need to first list everything. Okay, list time zones. So now I click enter. So if I want, I want to set my time to suppose. Okay, if I want to set the time to Los Angeles. Okay, so how will we do that? Let me go back. Los Angeles. Okay, so in order to do that, we need to time date set time zone and write the name. It is America's Los Angeles like that and click enter. Now if I with this command, then you can see that the timing has been changed, and within that our time also has been changed. And if I want, I can also do America's plus it's America. I hope so. This is the you can also you can also do tab. Okay, let's see what we can have. America's plus Dawson, Dawson, and it says 431. So it's actually similar to ours. So if I switch to Africa, I will set time zone, and to Africa slash Africa slash Tunis. Enter. Now you can see that our time has been changed to 12:31 p.m., which is the current time at Africa Tunis. Now in order to set the time, I will choose from the CTL, set time zone, and then Asia slash Kathmandu. And you can see that we are now in the current time, which is 5:17. So this is about time command, time and date, which is actually not so important, but you can also use that command whenever you want to change the time when you are shifting from location. So let me now show you a command which is W command. Now W command will show you the current user. Your current user is loading, and when it has been logged in, so it has been logged in at 3:13, and it has been ID for 2, and there are other specific things about it. And now if I type who am I, so there's who am I or something. Okay, who am I? It will I will show you the user. And now let me show you something. Okay, so this is a command. Okay, so if I want to go, so if you wrote something like this, okay, suppose you wrote cs mode 777 in a file. Okay, so now you realize that I need to use sudo for it. So in order to go to the front of the text, you type ctrl a. Okay, so since I messed up a little bit, because I said ctrl a to go to copy everything. So suppose I am over here and I want to add something at last, I will type ctrl e and I will go at last. Okay, So you can also configure that setting by your own. And now there is something, there are some packages like cal. Okay, so you need to install ncal. So the apt install ncal. So what it does that it will show you the calendar. Okay, so what it is being installed I will see, and one thing that I could teach. So now we will be learning a little bit about history command, okay, where it is stored and how to move it. So now if I we just enter cal, you can see that a calendar is formed. If I do cal, it will be in a vertical, sorry, it will be in a horizontal calendar. And now let's learn about some basic command related to history. So now in order to delete the history, okay, you can see that these are the commands we got. And if I want to delete this, we write history, upload C, and click enter. Now history is deleted. But this history will be kept in a separate file. Now in order to see the file, we will go over here. ls this and ls. Let me cd slash dot bash. Let me actually search how to search a file in Linux. So I want to search a specific file. In that file, all the history gets saved. So even if you delete the history using history-c, it will always have a separate file which is preserved. So if I just wrote the command, now name is dot pass. I think it's hyphen history, something like this. Okay, so it's searching. Okay, so we can't actually see this until we zoom. Okay, I will go over here and then sudo enter and see. Okay, when we have actually find it, it's inside the root. So it's inside home slash home slash movie. Now if I ls, so you can see that we are not able to view, but if I do ls slash hyphen a, now we can view all the hidden thing. Okay, there is a bash history. Let me get that. Okay, bash history. Now you can see that we have all the history written here. So in order to delete that, we use rm, which means recursive and force. And we will delete what? Delete bash history. Click enter, and now it has been deleted. If I do ls hyphen a, so yeah, it has been deleted. Now, in order to, now we are at the end. Now I will teach you some commands for rebooting or something like that. If you type init 0 and enter, it will shut down. Okay, it will shut down the system.